My name is Philip Ward. I am Project Manager for Angel Eyes Enterprise Community Interest Company. A community interest company is an organisation which works and provides services within the local community, which is not for profit. Our focus is on working with visually impaired people to provide employment, volunteering and training support. And also within that we work within the local community to increase awareness of visual impairment and try and improve equality and inclusion. So what we do to achieve that is we work with individual visually impaired people on a one-to-one basis. So we look at their strengths and their weaknesses, what level of confidence they have in terms of gaining employment, what experience they may have, and try and work with them to then try and find out what's best for them. So it could be that they want to get some training achieved, in which case we have accredited training courses and non-accredited training courses to support them, or alternatively we can refer them elsewhere. It could be that they need some confidence in actually having some experience volunteering, so we can support them either by volunteering with us or by us again assisting them to find volunteering work elsewhere. The sort of opportunities that we have available depend on the projects that are running at the time, because a lot of the targets that we have are to create projects which I mentioned before that actually raise awareness of visual impairment in the community. So for example, we have a project which is looking at going to schools to teach children about visual awareness, but also to focus on eye health and reducing preventable sight loss. So volunteers can come along and work on that project. They can get involved at the planning stage, they can get involved at the delivery stage, or they can just be involved with the whole thing depending on what they feel is important to them and how they can be best developed. We also look at the employment support part. That again looks at things like interview technique and CV advice and guidance and so on. So it's just sort of the usual things. But on top of that, because we work especially for visually impaired people, we're aware that often for visually impaired people there's more barriers. It's not simply a case often of just applying for work. People may need to have their sort of confidence built up, or they may need to understand their own sight condition and how to cope with that first. It may be that they need some rehabilitation support, or it may be that they need mobility support, something like that. So we work with the individual to develop them as a whole, rather than just looking at them as going in straight to apply for work. And again, within that we sometimes find funding to be able to employ people, usually on a part-time basis or usually on a short-term contract. But we feel that that's a good way for people to get work experience within an environment that's supportive.